A surge in so-called romance scams.
One woman says she was taken in by the so-called romance scam.
I lost the majority of my life savings in a dating scam.
Hello and welcome to Beconomy. Today we'll explore the chaos of modern financial scams together. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to our channel to uncover financial secrets and enlightening tips. In a suspicious financial world, we will uncover the truth about scams, learning to navigate through risky opportunities. Subscribe now for an enlightening perspective on the culture of fraud. Ready to get started? Awareness of financial fraud has significantly increased, ranging from influencers in the cryptocurrency world to suspicious-looking text messages. Our attention is now finely tuned to every detail. However, the paradox is that widespread suspicion, where everything could be a scam, largely contributes to the surge in financial fraud. I found myself facing the loss of most of my savings in a romance scam. In this time of tightening belts and saving, some growing scams aimed at taking your money are emerging. Romance scams, where scammers persuade people to invest their funds in fake cryptocurrency-related projects, are unfortunately on the rise. In 2023, scams have reached levels of sophistication that might surprise you. Society seems fascinated by fraud illusionists. Don't take my word for it. Reflect on this. We all praised Sam Bankman-Fried, convicted of deceiving millions of investors. However, cryptocurrency enthusiasts who suffered losses in the FTX collapse might have, at some point, celebrated the wealth and extravagance of the Wolf of Wall Street, another now convicted fraudster. The future looks clear. In 40 years, I imagine resilient make-do individuals will be there, liking inspirational quotes stuck on an SPF screen. While it may sound amusing, it's a reality that often occurs. New York Times journalist Aaron Griffith has documented numerous fictitious companies with fake business plans and fake users, all orchestrated to attract investments from venture capital firms. Companies like Sequoia, Dreon Horowitz, and Excel had such abundant resources that they couldn't invest quickly enough in new ideas. These companies started pushing founders to manipulate data to secure investments that would radically change their lives. While some companies used those funds to develop a legitimate business, others continued to lie as more and more investors joined the project. There are 5 reasons why fraud often prevails over honesty. The first reason is that, despite increasing awareness, few bother to conduct thorough checks. Honest companies, anchored in values of integrity and regulation, often find themselves constrained, while fraudsters can easily exaggerate the size of their project. The reason this situation persists is the growing disinterest of people in carefully checking information. Entities like the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, FDIC, and the Federal Trade Commission, FTC, operate with insufficient resources to regulate the vast market activity. According to SEC enforcement actions in 2022, the agency mainly relies on informants to pursue pump-and-dump schemes, securities manipulation, and insider trading. We are all aware of the problem of underfunding for government regulators, but it's equally true that the private sector has disappointed. Companies like FTX, Theos, and WeWork attracted billions of dollars from sophisticated investors who, unfortunately, conducted few checks on bold statements from founders. Low interest rates, increasing enthusiasm for venture capital investments, and the rising popularity of SPACs have created a climate of abundant liquidity ready to be invested in the next big opportunity. Eccentric founders could easily find investors eager to put their funds into companies that attracted more attention, even at the cost of telling a few small lies. Major companies fall victim to questionable-looking founders, but most scams target ordinary people. Even if these people don't make foolish mistakes, facing the weight of scams has become more lucrative than ever, thanks to 2 other equally worrying trends. It's time to understand how money works to understand why. Large companies, relying on sophisticated investors, were aware of the risks associated with the lack of diligent verification and investments based solely on momentary enthusiasm. Finally, there's a shift in perspective, with attention moving away from companies promising to be the next Uber of the car distributor. But people have developed a generalized distrust except for scams. a paradox of deceit, so to speak. This trend significantly harms ordinary people, who often don't have the time or resources to carefully examine every offer they receive. The most vulnerable to these small-scale scams are often those least expected. According to FTC statistics, the most frequent victims of financial fraud are not elderly individuals with declining mental capabilities, fooled by scammers pretending to be the IRS. These frauds involve millions of people every year, and it's imperative to intensify efforts to educate and protect those most exposed to this risk. It's certainly annoying to have to analyze every email, text message, and phone call for suspicious links, but fortunately, with a bit of attention, it's possible to protect oneself from these scams. However, the landscape of financial fraud is evolving, and the segment that is growing fastest is much more challenging to counteract. To fully understand this challenge, we need to examine the rise of influencers and celebrities seeking fame and fortune. While the pursuit of celebrities trying to get rich quickly is a well-established reality, the convergence of these individuals with new technologies and cultural changes creates an even more complex landscape. I don't want to reveal my age, but in the past, famous personalities feared being labeled as sellouts. They had to be very savvy in promoting their products, or else fans would rebel. Today, selling is the goal. Modern celebrities and influencers are applauded for launching new product lines, participating in interviews where they talk extensively about the money they make. There's nothing wrong with making money, and some influencer business ventures produce high-quality products. However, many of these initiatives are questionable, and some worsen. According to a 2021 Federal Trade Commission survey on consumer losses due to fraud, 61% of all fraudulent contacts originate on social media and websites. And here lies the problem. People you follow and trust online are much more likely to scam you. Influencers know that their influence is limited over time. Tastes change, their audience grows or gets tired of their content, or they may get involved in controversies that eject them from the platform. The entertainment world today is different. Influencers are constantly looking for new ways to maximize earnings before their celebrity time runs out. If you're an influencer and know that your audience will eventually tire of you, it's very tempting to make as much money as possible from them before the end. The third reason why people think everything is a scam except scams themselves is that fraud is exciting, while reality is depressing. Imagine having $10,000 to invest. You have two options: a broad BlackRock exchange-traded fund market fund, or a cryptographic token from a popular YouTuber. Obviously, the right choice is clear. But on a different corner of the internet, you'll see people promoting very risky investments to an impressionable audience. They talk about dangerous games while making videos with laser-eye thumbnails on how BlackRock secretly rules the world. A significant influence in the business and finance world, Patrick Bet-David, has made numerous videos talking about the dangers of Vanguard, BlackRock, and State Street, while endorsing multi-level marketing and marketing networks, including his multi-level life insurance company. BlackRock is not a perfect company, but your money will be safer with them than with the typical influencer. My friend Richard on Plain Bagel made an excellent video on why investing won't make you rich. It can only build wealth by accelerating diligent saving. But that's boring, and content like that doesn't make as much money or get algorithmic success as flashy shows of wealth and non-conforming claims about making money. Even influencers who don't promote get-rich-quick schemes have to sensationalize everything to maximize audience engagement. I understand that Graham receives a lot of criticism, but judging by his thumbnails, it seems like this man has failed 4 times this year alone. Influencers are easy targets for criticism, and I understand it well, now being a full-time YouTuber myself. It's tempting to use flames and laser eyes, but all this builds a culture based on getting as much attention as possible in the shortest time possible, then trading that influence for money. The biggest problem is that there seem to be few consequences for this behavior. People like Logan Paul, who during the peak of the cryptocurrency craze promoted several pump and dump schemes, have so far had no issues with regulators struggling to keep up in this sector. Nor has his reputation suffered significant damage. He continues to have millions of fans watching his videos and buying his Prime energy drinks. Another channel friend, Patrick Boyle, in an interview with Zeke Fox, an investigative journalist from Bloomberg and author of Number Go Up, stated that deceiving is no longer a cause for embarrassment. Instead, it is now seen as a status symbol, as the most visibly influential people openly practice it. Fox also argued that investigations into this matter make little sense, as the authors of these frauds are so shameless and open that an investigative journalist examining Dink Doink is akin to a food critic writing a review on Taco Bell. The third reason people think everything is a scam except scams themselves is that fraud moves faster than us. New technologies like cryptocurrencies, artificial intelligence, and the internet may have legitimate and marketable uses, but it can take years to understand what these use cases are, and additional years to build businesses around them. Not surprisingly, new technologies are a golden opportunity for fraud. By promising to know the secrets to using something new and making a lot of money, scammers can exploit the natural enthusiasm for newly understood technologies to sell guides on how to profit from them. This problem affects every level of the financial sector, not just stock players. Venture capital funds that were throwing investors' money into blockchain companies are now investing in anything claiming to use artificial intelligence. Influencers who were cryptocurrency experts now know how to use ChatGPT to earn $300 a day. The speed of new technologies, which people are eager to understand, is behind the rapid proliferation of new frauds claiming to know the answers. The reason people are so desperate for answers is also the fourth reason they are so inclined to convince themselves that a scam is not a scam: desperation. I don't need to dwell on this point. According to Lending Club data, 62% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. No one earning the minimum wage can afford to rent a basic two-bedroom apartment anywhere in the country. People have to go through up to 17 interviews to get a job. Interest rates are rising. Essential goods cost twice as much as 5 years ago, and most people don't think there's any hope of changing the situation. The housing crisis in the United States is real, and it's incredibly challenging for people to buy a home. 4 out of 10 people believe their situation has worsened compared to the previous year. Anything promising an escape from a hopeless situation seems appealing to many people. The fifth reason why we think everything is a scam except scams themselves is that the media that should have kept us informed about these issues have also decided that there is more money in sensationalism. We've delved into the wild world of modern financial scams and seen how crucial it is to be aware and informed. The key to protecting ourselves is continuous education and the sharing of knowledge. Subscribe to our channel to stay updated on all financial challenges and defense strategies. Together, we can build a stronger and more resilient financial community. Thank you for being with us on this journey. Remember, knowledge is power, and we're here to share this power with you. See you soon on Beconomy.